The JPSAXKTS Bible story brings you the story of Pharaoh, let my people go, the 10 plagues of the Bible. The 10 plagues was taken from the book of Exodus, chapter 7. Moses and Aaron stood before Pharaoh, king of Egypt. We have a request to make. The Lord God of Israel says, let my people go into the desert for a festival. I don't know your God, answers King Pharaoh. What is he to me? I will not let the Israelites go. The king was angry. He was so furious. From now on, no one is to give the Israelites the straw they need to mix with the clay to make their bricks. He said, let them find it on their own, and they must make just as many bricks as before. Moses cried out to God for help. This was terrible, he despaired. You will see what I shall do to the king of Egypt. God said, I am God. I shall make Pharaoh let my people go. I shall see them free, and you will lead them out of Egypt. Go to the king again. Tell him I shall bring terrible trouble on Egypt if he will not do as I asked. Then all Egypt will know that I really am God. Moses and Aaron stood before King Pharaoh again. Show me a miracle, King Pharaoh said, if you really come from God. So Aaron threw down the strong stick he carried, and it became a snake. But the Egyptian magicians did the same. So the king sent Moses and Aaron away because he felt they were magicians. Then God took action as he had warned. Terrible things began to happen every time to the Egyptians. God sent a warning to the king beforehand, but the king did not believe him. He would not listen. First, the water in the river Nile turned bloody. Its color was red. It smelled dreadful, and all the fish died in the river. Pharaoh did not let the Israelites go. A week later, the whole land was swarming with frogs all over the place. The king begged Moses to take them away. Moses took them away, but still King Pharaoh would not let the people go. Next came swarms of insects, flies. They were everywhere except in Goshen, where the Israelites lived. King Pharaoh called to Moses. You can go, cried King Pharaoh. But then he changed his mind when the flies left. Then the cattle began to die everywhere except in Goshen. But the king still said no, he will not let the Israelites go. Then God sent painful boils upon the people of Egypt. But the king still said no, he would not let the people go. Yet again, Moses and Aaron stood before King Pharaoh. God says, you have seen my power. There is more trouble to come if you do not let the Israelites go. Tomorrow there will be hailstones. No one had ever seen hails like it. It flattened the crops and killed the cattle out in the field. The hail fell everywhere, heavily upon the people of Egypt, except in Goshen, where the Israelites live. Next came the swarm of locusts, which ate up every green thing, and after that, pitch darkness for 3 days. But the king still tried to bargain with God. He would not let the people go. Then the most terrible thing of all happened in a single night. The eldest son of every family in Egypt died, from the king's son and heir to the son of the lower slaves, to the magicians and everyone in Egypt. But in Goshen, the Israelites were safe. God had told them what to do. Every Israelite family killed a lamb that night and splashed some of the blood on the doorposts of the house. They roasted the lamb and ate it with herbs and flat loaves of bread, made quickly without yeast. And death passed over their houses. And that was why forever and ever, once a year, the people of Israel ate this special Passover meal and remembered how God had saved them from King Pharaoh and from the hands of the Egyptians. But by the time the Israelites reached the lake and marched near the border, the Egyptian army was close behind. There was water in front of them. Moses stretched out his rod, and God sent an east wind upon the water, and the water divided into two. And God sent an ill wind. All night it blew, carrying a pathway through the water for the Israelites to cross to safety. But when the Egyptians tried to follow, the water rushed back in full force, and the king's whole army was drowned. And so God saved the people of Israel and led them out of Egypt to freedom. I'm sure you must have learned a lesson or two. Share with us on at JPSAXKTShow on Instagram. Go and like our page on Facebook. You can call us on 080-2237-1163. This story on the 10 plagues, "O King Pharaoh, let my people go," teaches us not to be covetous. The 10 plagues was taken from the book of Exodus, chapter 7. We are soliciting for your support and sponsorship, both home and abroad, to help us champion this great program, the Bible Story. For further inquiries, you can call us on 080-223-71163. We will be glad to hear from you. Stay safe, stay blessed. I am Lucky UGBODAGA. Hope to be with you same time next week.